I love my Society Center metrics report because it reflects the time that we spend on making the Society Center better and easier to use. So whenever this hits my email box each month, I tend to drop everything and take a look at it. So here's a quick summary of the data that we get. One thing that you can't see is at the bottom of the page. We also get a list of all the top downloads for each month. So a specific example of how we use this site, this report, to pay attention is how society leaders were getting to the society portal. We discovered that they were coming in from the enterprise site, from the public website. We're going into resources, technology, society portal, and then clicking the link there to get into the portal. And once we figured that out, my first inclination was, wow. But the second one was, we can make it a lot easier for them. So we moved the hyperlink to the homepage of the Society Center, promoted it in 2 of the Wednesday updates, and then watched the dramatic uptick in leaders directly accessing the site once they hit the index page. So it was an easy change to make it easier for our society volunteers and staff. I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to encourage you to use the metrics for your society websites as well to understand how your members and your larger community are looking at it. If there are pages that you spend a significant time keeping the content current and no one is looking at it, then that can instruct you need to go one of 2 paths. One, to either more heavily promote the content that's there, or to make the page a little bit more generic and focus on the pages that your members are using. Just a great piece of information there. So how do we do all of this? It's all really tied into the society board roster form, which plays a very important role. Without it, we don't know who needs access to what communications or to which tools. In addition to the official roles of your society volunteers, this also captures some of their functions to help us understand exactly what they're doing as part of their volunteerism at your society. A great example of that is a leader who has an official title of vice president, but works membership. By checking function membership, then we know then that we need to include them in membership communications and outreach. So once the forms are received by the regional teams, they are manually data entered into Siebel by the regional coordinators. Once that is done at 8 a.m. the following morning, they automatically will receive access to the Society Center. They also will start to pull in society leader communication lists. We pull the list. A list pull takes about 30 minutes during peak season when there's a lot of turnover. So we pull those lists typically every 10 days to 2 weeks. And then once there are the volume of leader turnover start to lighten a little bit, we would tend to stretch that out to a 3-week turnover. So we pull a new leader list every 2 weeks for communications. Also, access to the board area of society websites is manually added by the society tech team, and access to society portal data and application processing is manually added into Siebel by the society membership team. So as you can see, many of these updates are manual, so please be patient with us after you submit your form to allow all the data to flow through all of these processes and get updated in the various areas. So before I pass it over to David for questions, I just had a few quick reminders to kind of recap everything that I've shared with you today. I know that reading and saving the emails seems like, of course we are doing that, but just to be sure to review them, at least have in your head what kind of information we've pushed out to you in case it comes up. You can also easily save them, sort them, and save on CFA Institute in the subject line to make them easier to find, but to just keep those handy. With the new Connections website, share it. Share it with your leaders. Make sure they've seen stories that you think will be relevant to them. Share it with your members. Share it with your key outreach contacts if you would like to highlight the work that you're doing with them. It's a site there for you, and it's a way to really promote the wonderful work that you're doing. Use the LinkedIn group. If you have a question, ask it there. You might get some fantastic feedback from leaders around the world. Also can help you with challenges that you're facing of ways other societies have combated those challenges, or just to get some great ideas and insights from other societies that are sharing on the site. Of course, you're all using the Society Center, or at least I hope you are. But one thing that I would encourage you to do, if you have just a few minutes, go on a page that you wouldn't naturally go on. You'll just kind of learn of the resources available, and it might help you with leaders that are working in those areas. You can direct them to what's available on the site they may not be aware of. The search function is also very valuable on the site too. And then last but not least, use the regional newsletters to get ideas of speakers, ways to connect with key outreach contacts, and other ideas like that. So now I'll turn it over to David. I also have all my contact information here if you'd like to reach out to me directly. And thank you for this time, and I hope to meet you all very soon.